I'm Aoife Mac Ardle. I'm an Counsel in the Technology and Innovation Group in Arthur Cox, and we're here today at the Data and Digital Leadership Forum 2026. The Data Act does a wide variety of things, but when you're looking at just contracts, it's Chapter 6 and what it does for data processing services and the right to switch that's really significant. So just to break down some of the terminology there, when you're talking about data processing services in the context of the Data Act, what you mean are cloud computing services providers. And when you're talking about a right to switch, what you mean is a right to terminate on notice. So the Data Act in Chapter 6 says you have to remove obstacles for a service recipient's ability to exercise this right to terminate on notice, and you actually also have to put in place a regime in your contract to allow them to exercise that right. So when you're thinking of changes in the Data Act, this ability to exercise a right to terminate on notice in a business-to-business as well as a business-to-consumer context, that's what's really significant. From a data protection perspective, your first question is always, is there personal data being processed under this arrangement? And if there is, which invariably that's the case, you're thinking firstly about what's the processing relationship with this service provider. So if you're sending data to your service provider and they're processing data on your behalf, you're going to need to be thinking about Article 28 of the GDPR and pulling in the requirements that are set out there. The second thing to think about is, I suppose, the destination that the personal data is going to once you transfer it out of your organisation. If it's going to a country that's not in the European Economic Area, you need to be thinking about what's our mechanism to ensure appropriate safeguards are in place for this personal data. If it's going to a country like the UK, you have your adequacy decision there. But if it's going to a country that doesn't have an adequacy decision, you probably need to think about standard contractual clauses and pulling those into your contract. So those are the really two key things. For more information, please visit arthurcox.com/data and digital leadership.